Hi, do you look for the good in every situation? Do you find the value in every lesson? Do you focus on the solution as opposed to the problem? What about talking about and thinking about your goals constantly? Well, guess what? If you do, you are considered an optimist. Good morning and welcome to Transform Yourself in 15 Minutes. My name is McAdams. I'm an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I help people reach their goals. And today we're going to be talking about 5-minute lessons, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. And for the mind portion, I always like to remind you, it's going to be a short lesson, about 5 minutes to learn, but it's going to take you a lifetime to master. And another thing I want you to understand is this. I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just here to help you unlock what's already in. Now, today we're going to be talking about 2 ways for you to maximize your power. Okay, so remember, this is all about procrastination, how to stop procrastinating, okay, and what does it mean for you, how to get things done, basically. All right, so 2 ways to maximize your powers, not your problems. You don't want to maximize problems, right? You want to talk about powers as opposed to problems. But the 2 ways, the first one is to become an optimist, right? So successful people motivate themselves to be an optimist because they can get things done, okay? You want to get things done. Now, the second most important way to become happy and productive is to conserve your energy at all times. You know, generally your energy declines as the day goes longer, right? So wouldn't it be best to leverage those times when you have high energy to do those high value activities? You know, those things that on our list, we indicated were those A items. Okay, so those high value activities, it's best to do those when you have the most energy. Okay, now, did you know, and I've said this before, but it bears repeating, did you know or do you remember that the best time for your brain to be productive is within 2 to 3 hours after you wake up? Okay, 2 to 3 hours. And guess what? That's the time when most people are just trying to get themselves together to go to work. So you're not optimizing that time, that brain activity time, right? So, and this is one of the reasons why I advocate having a great morning routine. And, you know, something that you're going to be doing that's going to help you become productive, because when you wake up in the morning, you have like 2 to 3 hours of maximum brain activity. Like, that's the best time to be productive. And so you want to optimize that. And I mentioned before, like some of the things that I do in my morning routine. Of course, there's my meditation, I have my journaling, I have my studying, and you know, like the posts that I generally do, because I get a lot of compliments on those posts. I'm very creative in the morning, and when I wake up, and so I do a lot of my creative work as well in the morning time. So if I'm writing or whatever it may be, I make sure I schedule that time in the morning because that's the time when I'm the most productive. And did you also know that CEOs of major corporations, they get their work done before going into work? Like, they do it at home. Why? Well, because of what I'm just talking about, because it's the best time to become productive, right? And it's also the best time, you know, in the morning time is the best time to get uninterrupted work done. You know, you're not getting interrupted. When I'm saying this, I'm not talking about the 7 a.m. time frame when your kids are going, your spouse is getting up to go to work. I'm talking about getting up extra early, like at least a half an hour early, all right? And in order to do this, right, because I know some of you are like, oh, I'm just not a morning person. Well, oh gosh, do we have to go back in time when we talked about the drill sergeant and the recruit? Remember that, in case you're not, you know, if you don't understand what I'm talking about. I mentioned on the earlier broadcast that our brain, the way our mind works, is that our top portion is our conscious and our bottom portion is the subconscious, right? Well, the top portion of your conscious is your thinking brain, okay? Your thinking mind. I keep saying brain. Your thinking mind. And that's like the drill sergeant. And what is the purpose of a drill sergeant? It's not that early. It's to give orders, right? To give orders. Well, your conscious mind gives orders. And your subconscious mind, which is known as your emotional mind, that is known as the recruits. And what is the job of a recruit? What is the only word that the recruit is supposed to answer to the drill sergeant? Yes. And I'm not just saying this. This is true. This is scientifically true. Your subconscious mind only knows the word yes. So if you're constantly saying, I'm not a morning person, then guess what your subconscious mind is saying? Yes, you're not a morning person. Okay, so in other words, stop saying you're not a morning person. You can choose to become a morning person. I don't particularly like getting up in the morning. I mentioned before that as an entrepreneur, I pretty much make my own schedule. So I don't work your typical 9 to 5 job. So I don't have to get up early, okay? But I choose to get up early because, again, the things that I've been talking about. This is what successful people do, and this is how we get things done. And I actually built in accountability. You are my accountability. You keep me accountable. I'm not going to lie. I got home. I mentioned that I'm an accounting professor. Well, this semester I'm teaching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and my classes are all late. So I'm literally like, my Tuesday class particularly gets done at midnight, right? And so, of course, right after I'm done teaching, I'm not tired. I'm usually wired. I'm usually motivated. I'm usually high energy. And so it takes me a couple hours to calm down. And then so by the time I go to bed, it's like 2. Then I got to get up here and be on live to talk with you at 6. And then same thing on Wednesday. My class is over at 10. It's down like it's like an hour drive. And then even last night, I go to a meeting, and it's a meetup. And it's like an accountability group. And last night, I didn't get home until after 11. So this morning, I didn't feel like getting up either. But guess what? This is my built-in accountability. So whatever it is that you need to do to become the morning person, to become the person that you want to do it, then do it. Because guess what? Successful people do what the average person don't. We do the things that's hard. Are they fun? No, not all the time. But we still do them because we know that that's what's going to get us, to help us get things done. All right. Another thing that productive people do is this. They schedule days off from brain work. In other words, they just schedule time where they're just not days where they're not doing anything that requires a lot of brain activity. And another thing is sleeping in on the weekends. Now, again, these are things that you do to help optimize your energy. So we talked about, one is become an optimistic person and to help get things done. And then the second way is to actually conserve your energy, to guard and nurture that energy. You know, your body is like a machine, and it works off and it uses the water and the food and the rest to help generate the energy so that you're able to get the important things done that you want to do in life and in work. And you actually accomplish, when you're rested, you actually accomplish up to 5 times more than when you're burnt out. Okay, up to 5 times more. So get that rest in. So what is it you want to do? You want to get motivated and become an optimistic energy hogger that's fully rested so that you can get the things done that you want to do. All right, so I hope this was helpful for you. And by the way, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this live. We actually have one more day in this month. Geez Louise, I tell you, this time has just gone by so quickly. I mean, I literally blinked in September. My birthday month is day. So that means we have one more day to talk about procrastination. And then I will take a week off. I actually have some things going on next week. I'll take a week off, and then I'll come back again the following week with another book and another lesson for you. So now we're going to move on to the yoga portion, and this is the time where we get the body moving. We get that mind-body connection. So let's go ahead and get me transition. Oh, you know what? I just realized I have on, did I look a little different today? The reason why I say that is because I have on my glasses, disc glasses. I usually wear these right here. It's me, you know me. I'm a little, I call myself the crazy person. Yes, she's crazy, but crazy is not a bad thing. I tell it to my son all the time. I say, oh, you know, you have a crazy mom. He's like, yes, mom, I know. But again, being crazy is not bad, right? It's being unique. You got to be you. You got to know who you are. You know, I did a post yesterday, and it was as a result. Actually, no, it was as a result of something that was going on. And in my life, and then also some people that I know, and it was talking about getting to know who you are, the real you. So if you find out that you're crazy and you're weird, embrace that, okay? You're uniquely you. You were put on this earth as you are. There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect just the way you are. Just accept it and just embrace it and enjoy it. Because what's the contrary? Because if you try to hide it, then you're going to have all these insecurities and things that come out. And we want to get away from that, right? Okay, so I digress. But I'm feeling good this morning, which is strange because remember I just told you earlier that I really didn't feel like getting up this morning. But once I'm up, I'm fine, right? Because you hear me talking, you hear the energy in my voice and everything. And by the way, not to knock people that drink coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. Like seriously, I don't drink coffee. I had coffee one time in my life. Literally, this is no lie. One time in my life when I was 3 years old, my mom gave me some coffee. I remember this, and I didn't like it. And ever since then, I have not ever had coffee. Like seriously, I've never had coffee. I don't even really too much particularly care for the smell of coffee, honestly. So this energy that you see is just all natural. And guess what? You have it too. It's just that you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I don't feel like it, or oh, I don't have enough time, and oh, I this, and oh, I that. But I want you to recall that recruit, okay? That subconscious mind. And guys, I mean, I wish I had more time. I know it's supposed to be for 5 minutes, but I do want to say this. Your subconscious mind is so powerful that we walk around 95% of the time unconscious. Like literally, think about it. And one more story. Okay, one more story I got to tell you, and then I'll get to the yoga. I had a friend that was visiting me a couple weeks ago. It was actually two friends because we were, long story short, I'll get to the story. One of my friends pointed out to me, I did something, and she said, Pierre, why do you always do that? And I was like, what? What do I do? And she said, and then I did something, and she said, that. And I was like, what? I said, and then what it was I was rubbing my eyes like this. And she said, you always do that. And I said, I do? And I didn't realize it. And so ever since she said that, every time I got ready to rub my eyes, oh my gosh, I was surprised at how often I actually do that. It's something, it was a subconscious habit, something that I didn't realize I was doing. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because we walk around 95% of the time subconsciously. That means doing habits, things that we don't even know that we're doing. And just me, just that one, just by her pointing out that one little habit that I'm doing, I was actually consciously aware of it. So now every time I got ready to do it, I was like, oh God, I'm about to rub my eyes. Why am I doing that? Well, obviously my eye was itching, but the point of the fact is I didn't even realize I was doing it. And so as I'm going through my spiritual journey and I'm working on myself, it was actually really neat for her to point that out to me because, again, sometimes we're doing things that we don't even know that we're doing, and that's the subconscious mind, and it's a powerful mind, and that's what we're trying to work on, okay? So get to know who you are and embrace it. You say, oh, Pia, embrace your rubbing of your eyes. No, that habit doesn't serve me. And just like anything else, if it doesn't serve you, guess what? You have the choice to get rid of it, okay? This transform yourself is about empowering you for you to understand that you have the choice to become who you want to be. Whoever it is, you have the choice. Any of those habits that you had since way back when, any of those beliefs that no longer serve you, guess what? You can choose to get rid of it, and you can become and transform yourself to be the person that you want to be. All right, so let's get to the yoga. Now for this yoga, let's start off, we've been doing tabletop. Let's continue. I like tabletop. Let's go ahead and get into tabletop. And recall that I prep you by saying, make sure before you do anything, get yourself centered, get yourself aligned, get yourself grounded, whatever terminology that is that's going to resonate with you. Go internal and align yourself, okay? Align yourself with your inner self, okay? And to do that, use your breath. Inhaling deeply through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. For me, I take 3 deep breaths, and that helps me come aligned. Once you're in that tabletop position and then you're aligned, go ahead and get moving, get your body flowing, figure out what's going on internally, any stresses, strains, negativity, pains, whatever's going on internally with you at this present moment. I want you to get in touch with that. And then I want you to use your breath to focus on internally to rid yourself of those things, okay? And then before you get started, set your intentions, okay? So maybe your intention is to get rid of those stress, negativity, strains, and pains that you're going through at this present time internally. That may be your intention, but whatever it is, set your intention before we get started. And then immediately after that, we'll go into we're going to do the 2-minute, we're going to actually do, for today and tomorrow, we're going to do the 2-minute exercise, and I'll explain to you a little bit more when we get ready to meditate, the importance of doing that. All right, but right now, let's go ahead and get yourself aligned. Tabletop position, that's on your hands and knees. Palms directly underneath your shoulders, and knees are directly underneath your hips. Yoga is a practice, so I invite you to join me. Remember, get yourself aligned. Just kind of move around, just kind of do what feels comfortable to you. Those hips side to side. Maybe move your head back and forward, side to side. Go ahead and set your intention, what it is that you want to accomplish. All right, let's go ahead and return back to the neutral spine. And I want you to draw your breath in, nice and deep into your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to drop your chin down towards your chest, round to the spine, tuck the pelvic under. Inhale, this time belly button drops down toward the mat. Your head and chest comes forward. Arch your back, tailbone sticks out toward the back of the room. And as you exhale, round through the spine. Tuck the pelvic under. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. I love doing this cat-cow motion because again, it lumbers up the spine, loosening it up. Also activates the core. And it just feels good to do this in the morning. All right, now this time as you exhale, I want you to curl those toes under. Let's take it to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. And start to pedal your legs. I feel like doing some movements this morning, so we're going to just kind of warm up and just do a little bit, some salutations, and just relax and just go with the present moment. All right, go ahead and try to get those heels down. Press your chest toward your thighs and your knees. Head stays in alignment with your bicep. Let's come up on our fingertips and walk them back to the toes. Let's look up halfway as we inhale. Again, just arch your back, straighten it out. Tailbone sticks out to the back of the room. Gentle pull on those hamstrings. Lift the kneecaps to engage those quadriceps. Give a little deeper stretch on those hamstrings. And then go ahead and forward fold. Now, I want you to slowly round yourself up. Take it one vertebrae at a time. Making sure that your head is the last to rise. Draw your shoulders down and back. Let's come to Tadasana. Oh, I'm right off the mat. Give me a second here. So come to Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose. So your feet are grounded. Feel like that's roots going from the bottom of your feet all the way down through the mat to Middle Earth. Your chest is lifted, your head is natural extension of the spine. Feel like there's a nice strong string pulling your head from attacking from the top of your head all the way up to the ceiling. You're standing nice, strong, sturdy like a mountain. Now, from this position, we're going to take a deep breath. Inhale, draw the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to dive the body forward. Then look up halfway. On your inhale, you exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, in fingertips, inchworm your way out to the plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Remember, take your time and use your breath. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. This time as you exhale, release your knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. Curl those toes under. Exhale to downward facing dog. Come up on your fingertips. Walk it back. Inhale, take it all the way up. Arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Look up halfway. Flatten out the palms. Inchworm your way out to the plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Curl those toes under. Exhale to downward facing dog. Come up on those fingertips. Take it back toward the toes. Inhale, take it all the way up. Arch back. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Uttanasana, forward fold on the exhale. Inchworm your way out to the plank. Release your knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. Curl those toes under. Exhale to downward facing dog. Now from here, as you inhale, draw your knees down toward the mat. And as you exhale, extend those legs. Press your chest toward the thighs and the knees. Let's do it again. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhaling and exhaling. Now bring the right foot in toward the fingertips. Turn that left foot in perpendicular. Let's take it up. Warrior one. Inhale, straighten out the leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Try to keep your head in alignment with your bicep. Tendency is to open, if you have short hip flexors, to open, to turn forward, or face me actually. But I want you to actually turn those hips and facing forward. Inhale and exhale. If there's too much strain and stress on your neck, feel free to modify your hands and put the neck heart centered. Just kind of hold this. Now, as you inhale, straighten up the leg. As you exhale, open up the arms, guide the body forward. Let's do it again. Bend the knee, open up, inhale, and then exhale. One more time. Inhale, and exhale. Flatten out the palms. Take that right leg back. Knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale. And curl the toes under and exhale. This time the opposite foot comes forward toward the fingertips. Right foot comes in perpendicular. Inhale up. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, bend the knee directly over the ankle. Draw those hips down toward the mat. Again, keep your head in alignment with the bicep. Now keep those shoulders relaxed and make sure you're breathing. Now let's take it to pyramid. As you exhale. Now remember, just go with down so it feels comfortable to you. It's going to depend on the flexibility and the looseness of your hamstring, which is why I'm moving my way through it, because it is first thing in the morning. Take your time and use your breath. And remember, on the inhale, you just kind of hold your position, and as you exhale is when you surrender. Go ahead and bend the knee, flatten out the palms. Release the foot back, knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale. Curl those toes under and exhale. Now this time we're going to walk our feet in toward our palms. And if you need to, bend your knees to keep your palms flat. Let's just go ahead and forward fold in Uttanasana for a second. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Just kind of surrender and use your breath and release as you exhale. One more time. Inhaling. And exhaling. This time as we inhale, we're going to take it all the way up. Arch back for me. Guide the body forward. Place the palms flat. Walk your feet out toward the edges of the mat. And as you exhale, release the tailbone down toward the mat. Bring the palms together at heart center. We're into Malasana. Using your elbows to push out those inner thighs. And then bow your head down and give yourself some gratitude. Now go ahead and release your palms down and then take them behind you and slowly transition yourself into a comfortable seated position facing to the front. Make sure that you're on your sits bones, that's the fleshy part of your bottom. Sitting up nice and tall with fingertips down toward the mat. We're going to draw the breath in and extend the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to release it down. Again, inhale. Just drawing the breath in. And then exhale, releasing it out. One more time, nice deep breath. I want you to capture all the positive energy. Bring it in towards you. This time, move your palms together at the very top. Exhale, release it down. Bring your palms to heart center. And namaste. All right, thank you for practicing yoga. This is going to bring us to the meditation portion. So remember, meditation, this is a time where we're not going to actually stop our thoughts per se, because you know there's 70,000 thoughts that go into your mind throughout the day. That's just a sign of having a healthy brain. But what we can do is we can just focus our intentions and just not pay attention or be aware of those thoughts. And that's the purpose of meditation, okay? So we want to make sure that you're able to not really focus on those thoughts, just be aware in that present moment. So we're going to be doing a 2-minute exercise, and I invite you to do this with me. And again, guys, I promise you, if you just do this like twice a day, just kind of set yourself a timer. And right now we're just doing it for 2 minutes. And all you're going to do is just breathe and just focus on your exhale and count the exhale. And I promise you, if you do this, you will see tremendous changes in your life, okay? It just takes 2 times a day. 2 times a day to practice, and just do it for 2 minutes. Start off with 2 minutes, and over time you'll get longer and longer. Okay, so again, all we're going to do for the next 2 minutes after we get yourself centered and aligned is you're going to breathe normally, like you normally do. You're not going to manipulate your breath, just going to breathe normally. But I want you to focus on the exhale. And every time you exhale, you're going to count, starting with the number 1. Now, anytime during this 2 minutes, your mind starts to wander, or you start getting distracted from outside noise or even internal thoughts, I want you to acknowledge the thought, okay? And then refocus back on your breath, your exhale, and then you're going to start all over at 1. Okay, so anytime that your mind wanders, you come back and start all over at 1. All right, so we're going to do this count, and don't count no more than 10. Okay, no more than 10 or to your distraction. Okay, and again, every time that your mind wanders, for whatever reason, acknowledge it and then start back at 1. We're going to do this for 2 minutes. All right, to help get ourselves started, let's take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. Now this time as you exhale, I want you to close your eyes and start your count. All right, go ahead and open up your eyes as you release, relax, returned, refreshed, and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. All right, continue to share with me your numbers and how you're doing on the meditation. I really love to hear from you. I want to thank you for taking the time to meditate with me, and also thank you for taking the time to watch this Transform Yourself in 15 minutes. Your word for today is vivid. I want you to have a vivid day, and I will see you the same time tomorrow. Bye.